Hey Turtle Farm, what's up with everybody? Aquaba, Karibu, bienvenue. You're welcome. So today, before we start, I like to wish everybody, every single one of my subscribers, even if you're not my subscriber, I like to wish you a happy Easter. I hope you had a fun weekend and I hope you're ready for the week ahead. So, what did you do for this Easter holiday? Let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Okay, let's talk about it. So this week we're going to do what I'd like to call from now on a showmentary, which is a commentary on the show. I tried to show the show last week for a few clips where I was flagged for copyright, so that's okay. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate some clips of the show in my showmentary and if it's worth it. But at this point, I'm just gonna carry on with the commentary like the way I've been doing before, and then let me know what you think about it. So, if you're new to this channel, this is your channel, like I always say, because you helped me build it. Don't forget to subscribe if you come across it, because it might be small to you, but to me, it means a lot. It literally means the world. Don't forget also to like the videos so you can go up the algorithm in YouTube. Let's comment in the section so you can let me know what you like, what you didn't like, and also hit the bell so you know next time when I upload and what I upload. I just don't do reviews and I do a whole bunch of things, not because I'm trying to catch a viral video. I'm not a virus, but because I have many interests and I like to share my interests with y'all. So, all right, without further ado, let's get down to it. So, last week, this is a review of Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 4. I think the episode is called Double Dates. So, very self explanatory. They're talking about these couples who are going to be going this week on double dates at the same time and at the same place. So, their dates with their significant each other will be running at the same time. So before we go into all that, the episode this week starts on where it stopped last week with the group session with Dr. Nicole and the three couples. And yeah, Otis, starting with Otis and Charlana, I like to refer to them as the athletic couple. But this episode showed me that I might have to refer to them as the petty couple, tick for tack couple, competitive couple, because they're really treating this relationship like a competition and they're very very passive aggressive with each other, which again shows itself at the group session with Dr. Nicole. So Otis was he really was excited about his date, but he downplayed it for a reason that he mentioned last week. um Side note, the my review from last week was flagged for copyright, so yeah, because of those shows. So if you want to see the episode from my review from last week, you won't be able to, but I'm gonna do a recap in this week's review, so you won't feel like you missed out on much. So last week Otis was stuck on his position of being stubborn. He had a date with a Atlanta Georgia base called Milan. They had chemistry, seemed they really enjoyed each other, but he didn't wanna pursue the pursue the date further at the time because he was trying to be respectful to his girlfriend Charlana. He said he didn't want to rock the boat yet. So that should tell you his intentions right there. And they seem to have these issues as well of boundaries, whereas he wants to remove the boundary on a date. She doesn't because she thinks those boundaries will keep him in check, while he thinks that removing the boundary will do her a favor to fully enjoy the process. But we all know it's a lot of BS, right? So, fast forward to this week, they're giving feedback to Dr. Nicole and they also have to decide on what they're going to do next week. Okay, so Otis said yes, he wants to go on a second date with Milan, which I predicted right last week because they have a chemistry between the two. He's definitely at least sexually attracted to her. And Charlena she says she's fine with it, but I felt a bit of sarcasm in her answer, but that's normal because nobody wants to see their significant other go on a date with another woman. Like, this is just crazy. So anyway, and then came to Charlana's turn. She talked about her date with Brent. She was very excited about him. Like, literally, when she was talking about him, her face lit up and she was smiling. Like, she looked like a little girl. All I was left with the giggling. Maybe he gave her the butterflies in the stomach. So she really was attracted by his ambition. She found that very appealing. And I said the same too. I mean, Brent is very ambitious and he seems really intelligent. And I also like a guy like that. I'll definitely date him. Definitely. He's not bad on the eye as well. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. Yeah. But for me, when it comes to the physical part of it, I won't like him straight away because he has to grow on me. But at the same time, it's like if I like your mind better, yeah, it's a done deal already. So Charlene is very honest about her feelings, and I feel like Otis is not. When they ask him if he was okay with Charlene going on the second date with Brent because she agreed to that, he was very sarcastic. You can tell that he was not okay, and his sarcasm was like really passive aggressive because he was like, yeah, the response was like, I don't care, that kind of attitude that he gave her. So Dr. Nicole recommend them to really work on their pettiness because they're very petty to each other. The way they communicate to each other is just not right. They fight dirty and then they like to do tick for tack. So move on to the next couple, which is Shorty and Kenneth. So although Shorty said she was feeling Hollywood and she really liked him, and Hollywood seems like the ideal guy for her, like for what she asked for, at least on paper, she says she's not going to go on a third date with him because she's scared of creating an emotional attachment, which will make things harder with her boyfriend Kenneth. Listen, this opposite attract couple, the situation seems really dicey, and every time I watch them, the body language, I'm very scared for Shorty because the guy Kenneth doesn't want to understand. He says he's going through the process, but he's not. He has one idea set in his head and he's running with it. I feel like he's just doing it for the show, to be honest. So Kenneth, of course, was really happy about that. But when talk about his second date with Maisha, like Maisha and a little recap for last week review. Maisha and Shorty know they're like friends. They knew each other because they worked together at some point at the radio. They said Maisha was Shorty's intern. So yeah, I think they have like a friendly competition going on because last week Maisha said may the best woman win. I like Maisha because I love the personality and I love the fact that she had a good time with Kenneth on the date. It really seemed to have loosened up. Now, I did say I don't know if it has to drink or that was his real personality, but they had a fantastic time. And she's cool. She seemed ambitious, and she seems to know where she was going. And also, I love the car, so that didn't hurt at all. So he said no to a second date with her because I guess for him it was a bit too close for comfort. The group was really shocked when he was like, yeah, they knew each other. Wow. Well, no big deal. I think Atlanta is a small city. It's not that big. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows everybody, right? So let's move on to the last couple, Alfonso and Shay. So this is my glamour couple. Glamorous couple. And I think this couple, they're full of drama. And for the life of me, I can't figure it out why they're on the show because it seems very clear to me that she cannot deal with any infidelity at any level. And on Fonzo's side, it seems very clear that he just doesn't care. He just goes on with emotion and does what he does and think about what it does to her after. In fact, he doesn't think that the things that she's mentioning really hurts her. Like, and I guess she's also sending him mixed signals because while they talk about the things that hurts her, she laughs about it with him. And he laughs, they laugh together. And then after she cries, so it's like, which one is it? Are you laughing about it or are you crying about it? Like, you should have, like, You should pick your feelings, to be honest, because you're sending him the wrong signal. But anyway, I'm ahead of myself. So they're talking about the same issue, the same problem that they have is infidelity, and Dr. Nicole asked them to define what they feel infidelity is. Last week, they did not go on a date, those two, because Dr. Nicole had a personal one-on-one couples therapy session with them at their home, kind of like to go over what is causing Shay's insecurity and how Alfonso should react to it. I don't think that session helped. I think if not for anything, that session just made the kind of like it heightened the problem. It made the infidelity even more bigger than I won't say for what it is because I don't know, but it seems to me that it worsened the situation. So she explained in instance this time that she was out in the club with Alfonso, and I guess what he does for a living as well doesn't help. I'm not sure exactly what he does for a living. I think he's in the lifestyle, showbiz, nightlife kind of thing. And there was a woman that walked up to him and asked him for money, and they were flirting, kiki, and laughing. And he gave her some money, some change, without even introducing Shay. I mean, the whole situation is just shady. And he does things like that all the time. And when she tells him that this is not okay, he laughs. He doesn't take it seriously. So Dr. Nicole wonders whether, when he laughs, does he care about hurting her feelings or is just not bothered, you know. But the good thing that she had said this episode is that she knows that she cannot get married uh, now because of the crazy situation. Like literally, she knows that marriage is not viable right now, which I'm like, yeah. So, like I said at the beginning, this week they're going on. Everybody's going on date at the same time in the same place. So each couple. So Charlana, Otis, um, Brent, and Milan are going on a date and they're going for yoga. When I heard yoga, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a sexy physical date. I wasn't expecting for the cringe. It was really cringy because those two, I mean, Charlena and Others, they couldn't stop going back at each other in a passive aggressive manner. They were trying to make each other jealous. They were trying to, they were fighting for each other's attention. And sadly, their respective dates were partaking into it. It was just crazy, right? So first of all, when Milan came to pick Otis up at his house, Charlena was very like she was grilling her on what happened last week on her date with Otis. And I just felt like you don't need to do that because that shows insecurity on your side and also shows like vulnerability for your relationship in front of the other woman. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. But there we go. So after some banter, back and forth banter, they go for yoga. Side note, I think Brent was really cute in his yoga outfit. Like he really showed it. He's got a really nice body and yeah, very, very cute on a date. You know, I wish I'd gone. So, you know. Yeah, so physical date. What's his name? Otis was checking out Milan real hard, was checking out the tattoo and all that. And then Charlena was real jealous, so she initiated physical contact with Brent. Like she asked him to help him out for some stretches. I mean, and then I don't like the fact that she came to interrupt their date by commenting on everything that Otis was doing, like shouting across the room, like, oh, he's not doing this right. Oh, you don't do it that way. I'm like, girl, won't you just worry about your own date and give Brent the attention that he deserves? Like, forget about the whole point of this is to forget about the other person being in the room. But it seems like none of them got it because they were too focused on each other. And I found this very petty. Yeah, now I see why Dr. Nicole is saying they need to work on the pettiness because there was a lot of it on display. So Brent was cool with it. He was a good sport. Like he understands the situation. It's not like he was mad, but he partaked into the pettiness because he was helping Charlana to make Otis jealous. And Milan was not really feeling it because it was like the attention was not on her anymore. Once the girlfriend walked in, she took away all his attention. So Otis even went to try to give a comforting kiss to Charlie, and she didn't want it. Like she said no. So here we go. So we move on to the second date for this week. The third date, which will be between Shorty, Mac, and Kenneth, that is happening next week. So we won't see that in next week. But they show us how they got into an argument once they were ready for the date. And I tell you, they're in different mind space. That discussion just made me feel like Shorty is ready to go, but it's almost like she needs a valid reason. She needs to validate a reason for going because the way she was talking, you can clearly see they were not on the same page, right? Like Kenneth is like, I'm all in for this relationship, and like nothing is gonna happen. Like he's going through the process, like I think in theory, but not really in practice. And Shorty is really going through the process, but I think like she's doing that to find a reason to leave him at the end. Either that, or maybe she's scared of his reaction because he has like explosive tantrum, anger management, like fatal attraction vibes, issues. I'm really scared for her. I don't want her to leave him and then something is gonna happen to her because he's the type like he doesn't want to let go no matter what. And it's like everything that she does, almost everything just upsets it. And I'm scared for her. And she little and is really tall and you know, you can easily, you know, you can easily empower her, take over her. So I'm concerned for her. Like, girl, if you want to leave, just say you're leaving and be firm with it and get going. Like, I feel like she's looking for a reason and he's not having it. It's like a little dance they're having. So we see how the date double date goes next week. But for this week, we get Shay, who goes on a date with Asar. He's originally from New York, but he lives now in Atlanta. So when they see each other, okay, they feel like they're each other type. They're going for dinner at a Japanese restaurant. So they're feeling each other like at least appearance wise, physically, how they look. It seems to be a good dude because he's treating her with respect and good banter, like good conversation. So the date was going well until Alfonso walked in with his date, which is Tertiary. When I saw Tertiary, I wrote straight away, hot, 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 hot. Her outfit was cute. I think she looked really cute, very classy. But Tertiary, I didn't like the pink toenail. The pink toenail, I didn't feel like he was going with the outfit. It was a bit much. I felt like it cheapened the outfit. But she looked alright. But I felt like from the get go she was very flirty, like calling him names straight away. I don't know if she was doing that because that's how she is, or was she doing that to kind of like piss off Shay? I don't know. So they sat down and they were flirting, and then straight away when they walk in, that changed Shay's vibe. Like she became all about their date. She was focusing on what they were doing. She said hello to be acknowledged because, like she said herself, she's always Casper. Girl, if your man is treating you like Casper, you probably need to go. He's trying to tell you that he don't want you. And Jodlin Toller said, don't never ever accept the fact that a man can tell you that he doesn't want you more than once. Like once is enough. And he's been telling her in different ways, in different languages, you name it, verbal, physical, body language, that he don't want you share. Like he wants you, but not in a serious way. Like he doesn't want even introduce you to people. Like you Casper the ghost. So I think they were egging on each other. She was saying she was flirting with Fonzo. She was getting worked up over there, and then she finally addressed her Sherry, and then they got into an argument. You know how how it gets between women, jealousy is involved, and Shay picked a fight, and then Tashiri responded to it, and then they were about to fight for real, and then Asa had to get in the middle, and it was saying it felt like it was in a boxing match or something, and but the whole time I was just sad that Alfonso sat there laughing, and I'm like, once again she's hurt, and he doesn't seem to acknowledge his pain, and this is pain that he's created and he's caused from all this interaction he's been having with women, all this infidelity that he's been having has created all this in Shay. It's almost like this has changed her. So, and he just sits there and laugh, and he doesn't even want to de-escalate the situation or do something for the situation not to get worse. And then we see that when he finally stands up to kind of like go over there, and then Tashiri stand up and she grab a plate, and then cut. See you next week. So next week, I think that fight is gonna be a fight, and it's gonna be a dramatic fight. I don't think they're gonna let her smash the plate on Shay. That's a bit too drastic because I think I saw security stepping in. So this is it for next week. So let me know what you think about it, and what do you think will happen next week? We gonna find out. But this was surely a juicy episode. This double date, they really bring out some things in this couple. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also hit that bell so you would know what's up to the fam. Once again, I wish you a fun Easter, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.